Well, hello everyone, hello. Let's get started with the show. I tell you what, today we're gonna be doing what? We're gonna be doing my favorite stuff as we concerned. We are concerned with that item that I showed you on my recent session, and that was very previous version that I shot, and we been together, and we were doing what? We were doing this. And hello everyone out there in Nazis Man's huge land. I haven't said it, so I'm saying this. I'm bearing with all my mistakes in the process of making those. Hello everyone out there in Nazis Man's huge latent land. It's me. I'm still out, and which is pretty good, I should say. Right, so we're gonna dive deeper into this topic, not in the whole thing. We're gonna dive into something like slightly more tiny than you would expect. Probably, you're not gonna get probably what I'm gonna be rambling about, and just if you will, then probably if you do get what I say in my video shoot up tonight, that's probably we all just adjust it in the right way. So let's do what we have. I'm gonna dive into the writing unit itself, into this raw that rise on the whatever surfaces, not the whole thing. That's what the very this piece, writing piece, and it's graphite made kind of raw that sits there inside this body of this regular shaped pencil, as you see, and this graphite made rod sits deeply and neatly and tightly here in its body, and it's pretty just good point to place this graphite rod, because if they place it slightly sideways, it wouldn't be in this pencil. That is the right. It would have been something different, or not a pencil, or something uh, not outlandish, probably not from this even universe. So we are all human beings. We all make things as our imagination allows us to do, and the imagination of the inventor of this to let that person to place this writing piece right in the midst, which is pretty correct and pretty good from the scientific standpoint, from my standpoint, from any other outside observer, maybe possible audience's standpoint, and stuff that relates to that, or flat and nothing shit as I regularly pitch it here. Anyway, you get my mood. If you're still with me, I applaud you. I applaud you. My pencil doesn't allow me to applaud it, and they're just making right sounds. So I'm applauding with having this tool in my arms right now. I'm kind of move it sideways slightly. It doesn't prevent from making those. And I'm flat in my hand, and this is good, right? So. I got fucking sidetracked. I always get sidetracked while being sidetracked here. Right? So if you, again, you get what I say. Anyway, back to the point. So this graphite rod sits here, and doesn't go through to the full extent. Maybe it doesn't go through, but not to the point that its end to that point, so that its end would have been seen from the opposite side. It's covered with this eraser kind of tool. We're gonna dive into the eraser later. Probably we only doing tonight. The theme that I just put it here for this writing piece, graphite made rod. And what else? It's sharpened. At its regular angle, and not so sharp. I cannot pierce things with these pencil, and I won't. It's not for that purpose. This is not for that purpose of killing human beings or any other critters or any living things at all. Just writing pieces, poetry probably out of some composition that whirls around your head, and you're gonna put it down, and you do, and once you put it down, it's all right and neat and correct and memorable and apprehensible and understood and clear and whatever, well organized, well suited, well framed, well put, I should say. And this rod, again, it only goes out of the whole body of this pencil at the length of around half of 1 inch probably, and it's sharp, but not very very not the very thin pinnacle of this little mountain. This has still slashed corners imaginable, that it's not here because it's not sharpened to that extent, so this piece would have the full sharply sharpened this connoisseur piece going all the way up. It doesn't have the upper part because it's pretty blunt, so it's blunt to that extent, so that will be comforting to write, and when you're not to be dangerous to wound your whatever fingers or whatever tentacles you have, just maybe even your silly head or not bruise any living thing around you, and that's why I sharpened to this extent, not a full extent. It's partly blunt. This very top piece of this writing piece of this graphite made rod, and it does fucking nothing. Well, I'm not writing it. Once I do that, all the purpose of this existence reveals itself to the outer world and to our audiences that might watch my shit in the process of this unveiling. And yes, I pretty much richly said what I wanted. I'm gonna be brief in my probably recent session, the recent or upcoming succeeding sessions. If I do that way, probably that's for not over over sugarcoating my opinion of tonight. Whatever video shoot that would be related to with my sheets with a large layer, just only low piece of my sheets and with a thin piece of my sheets cover this story, and not only this story, any other just creations of mine that I put here intentionally to just to let you know what I'm doing and how I'm doing my things while I'm doing those ones, and the purpose of doing those things. That's my American. Thanks again for being with me tonight for practicing. I don't know if I can know what we're practicing. Never practicing my American. Be good, never give up. I'll be good as soon as I release something good, shitty, and meaning nothing, and useful at the same time, and something just related to, and all the random related stories will be there, and I promise they will, and I'll be along with those ones and going paralleling with you, and composing something out of my silly head as soon as I get on my video sessions here, and my subsequent attempt of speaking fluently in my American. I hope I will. So we all will, right? So again, thanks for being with me tonight, for practicing, for listening to my sheets and exposing your Ness's brains into these harsh whatever you'd like to put it, or put it the way that you want, and be good with any assessments being done or not being done by you. Or if you do that way, then you're gonna bring me joy, and I'll be overjoyed in your creations in my comment section below. Be good. I gotta roll again. I can do. Night, later, bye. Be good.